deputy on scene is requesting expedite 2 patients on 1085 Delta at this time.
The ripple effect is insane.
When he can't get in, he starts punching my window.
Utah drivers giving in to anger.
Everybody has experienced it in some way or another.
I think everyone feels like their time is more important than everybody else's.
Decisions made behind the wheel that can change lives forever.
There was contact between the 2 cars. Both of those occupants died here on scene today.
You know, there's 5 kids that don't have a dad.
And where the consequences catch up to all of us.
That experience changed how I drive a lot.
We have to leave our ego outside of the vehicle.
Fox 13 News presents this special report, Driven to Change, Rooting Out Road Rage.
I'm Bob Evans.
And I'm Kelly Chapman. We are inside the Utah Department of Transportation Traffic Operations Center, where they keep a watchful eye over our roads.
The topic of road rage is difficult to grasp. The causes, the solutions, and the effects of decisions some people make while behind the wheel.
We start with the simple question of what is road rage? You may know it when you see it, but could you write down a definition?
Fox 13 News investigative reporter Nate Carlisle explains which laws are already on the books and what changes legislators and law enforcement are considering.
About 13th South, a car pulled out, cut me off.
Sarah Anderson admits she made a mistake while driving in Salt Lake City.
I probably did have a little road rage. I honked and I flipped him off. And he just slams on his brakes, gets out of the car, approaches my vehicle. When he can't get in, he starts punching my window, screaming. I start yelling back, like, I have a child in the car, I'm calling the police. His probably significant other got out of the van and is begging him to get back in their car. And while he was a little distracted, I backed up and just got out of there.
There were a couple of really high-profile incidents.
Colonel Mike Rapich is commander of the Utah Highway Patrol.
One occurred in Davis County involving a shooting. One occurred in Utah County involving 2 deaths, very tragic deaths, both very extreme cases of what would be defined as road rage.
Or at least the average person's definition of it. But right now, Utah has no law specifically targeting road rage. So while road rage cases with shootings or fatal crashes can be prosecuted under laws addressing those offenses, Utah statutes don't have a good remedy for what Anderson encountered, given no one was injured and her vehicle wasn't damaged. It's not an isolated case.
I think everyone feels like their time is more important than everybody else's.
We rode with UHP Trooper Chase Stevens.
This was a lane change where they almost crashed into me. It's not a good day when you almost hit a state trooper, you know what I'm saying? So. And before I even said anything, I walked up to the window, they rolled the window down like, sorry, trooper, I didn't see you.
As he drove I-215 in Salt Lake County during the afternoon commute.
There's another good example right here, actually, where this pickup truck is falling really close to that car.
The truck appeared to be tailgating to get the van to move out of the way.
So I'm going to chat with him for a minute. Good, I'm Trooper Stevens with the Highway Patrol. The reason I stopped you, you're falling a bit too close to that van in front of you.
In a recent legislative hearing, lawmakers discussed defining road rage. They described it as using your car to commit offenses against the other car or driver. Things like chasing, tailgating, or stopping short to harass the other motorist. A 2022 report from AAA says only California allows for suspending the license of a driver who commits a road rage assault. Utah legislators, in that hearing last month, were receptive to some law addressing road rage.
But it is something I think we should do further research on and looking at what other states have done that have been effective.
Is how do we address those more strictly when we actually do have the opportunity to intervene in a case, and we want to address those driving behaviors that meet a different level and have a different intent and have a different purpose than what just a traffic violation.
That happened fast and was scary, but I don't know if it was a crime.
Anderson says she's okay with a law targeting road rage, but she also wants an awareness campaign and says any driver committing road rage should have to take a class on its dangers.
That experience changed how I drive a lot, and I almost feel like this is an issue that would be better to have prevention versus like punitive measures.
518-40.
In Murray.
And then when somebody makes a mistake in front of them, they take it as a challenge against them.
Nate Carlisle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Now that we understand how road rage has been dealt with by law enforcement and the efforts to combat it, what are the numbers behind the problem?
To answer that, we are joined by Fox 13 News anchor Max Roth, right below us in the Traffic Operations Center. He's been tracking the trends to go in depth on the frequency of road rage cases.
In Utah, the Department of Public Safety tracks fatalities caused by aggressive driving and those caused by reckless driving. It's the difference between being irresponsible and being angry. And in Utah, a lot of us drive angry, at least some of the time. 79% of American drivers show aggressive behaviors. That's according to AAA. But most of us don't cause crashes, let alone injuries or deaths. Utah's Department of Public Safety has tracked 6 years of aggressive driving deaths, and there's a huge jump from 2019 to 2020. Look at those 8 deaths in 2019 and then 28 in 2022. Road rage is a step beyond aggressive driving. An aggressive driver might speed through traffic, weave, cut you off. A driver exhibiting road rage might shout or make obscene gestures, bump your car, and force you off the road. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows Utah with relatively few road rage deaths, 2 in 2020, 3 in 2021. Nationally, rates went down over that time, though in Utah, they increased slightly. A more direct comparison shows Utah with fewer road rage deaths per capita than all of our neighbors except Idaho. New Mexico had 4 times our death rate. And if we step back to overall fatalities on Utah roads, the popular assumption blames danger on the crowding and frustration of urban traffic. But the facts show that in 2021, Utah saw 10 road deaths per 100,000 residents overall. But look at the rates in the 10 hardest hit counties, all rural, some off the beaten path, from 30 to 50 to well over 100 road deaths per 100,000 residents. So the numbers show that in Utah, most of us are not going to be impacted directly by road rage. But road rage is a red flag, and it marks a much bigger problem. We often drive under the influence of powerful emotions, and when our cars are an extension of those emotions, it can be deadly. Bob and Kelly?
Up next, behind every tragic incident of road rage is a family who will never get their loved one back.
And we look for causes and solutions to these deadly driving behaviors.
And if you want to be part of the conversation, scan the QR code on your screen right now. Let us know if you have ever experienced road rage. We'll share the results of this non-scientific poll during Fox 13's QuickCast after the program. We'll be right back.
Thank you for joining us. It is a terrible day for anyone when they experience a road rage incident, but for families who lose a loved one in a crash, they have to live those days over and over again.
Fox 13 News reporter Spencer Joseph shares the struggles and efforts by the families of some high-profile road rage incidents.
He is an extremely happy, positive person.
Rodney Psalm was a light for his friends and family.
He had a very big heart. If he saw you guys out here walking around, he would strike up conversation with you just because that's the kind of guy he was.
And he loved his cars.
From the get-go, he was a car kid. He, my boyfriend, who's his best friend, and I met for breakfast, and he said that he was going to go with the Porsche Club on a ride.
The day was June 4th, a day his sister Michelle remembers all too well.
The last thing I said to him was, I love you, be safe.
One of the vehicles lost control, went across the center line.
He was with his girlfriend, Misha, and and that was that. And it was my worst nightmare come true.
Rodney and Misha were hit head-on when 2 completely unrelated drivers were battling in a road rage incident.
The ripple effect is insane. It's insane. I lost my best friend. I lost my business partner. He's got animals I'm taking care of now. I'm taking care of his house, you know.
Everybody has experienced it in some way or another. Somebody yelling at you or brake checking. How we choose to react after that is It shows, who we are.
This is Brandon Merrill, and along with Maria Blanchard, they run Utah Homicide Survivors, one of the only groups like it in the country.
Homicide is not something that there's a lot of resources or training for therapists.
Through various services, they help people through difficulties they have after losing a loved one.
It has taken a lot for them to even fill out the paperwork, to attend.
But for Brandon, this became personal.
Our hearts are broken for the loss of of a life, and for those that are going to be directly affected by it.
He was the softest, kindest person. And, there's 5 kids that don't have a dad.
On October 26, 2022, his cousin Chris Mortensen was killed in a road rage incident.
He was the sole breadwinner. They had to find support.
Merrill now had to take what he learned helping so many others and apply it to his own family.
It was really surreal for me to then use my organization to help my own family, having to go through this.
Understanding the why in road rage is tough.
You're never going to truly move on, but you can move forward.
But being there for each other is key.
And I can't tell you how helpful it is when somebody in a victim's circle can understand what they're going through.
And for Michelle and her brother Rodney, she had this message about making the right choices when you get behind the wheel.
I think that when we decide to get into our cars and drive somewhere, I think we have to leave our ego outside of the vehicle. We're all in our cars going somewhere.
Spencer Joseph.
We all need to take care of each other because we're all in this world together.
Fox 13 News, Utah.
We are joined now by John Gleason from UDOT, Tim Smith, a psychology professor at the University of Utah, and Lieutenant Mike McKay with the Utah Highway Patrol. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Tim, let's start with you. I think the big question is what happens to a driver psychologically when they get behind the wheel that kind of gives them almost in their mind a free pass to act and do whatever they want to other drivers out on the streets?
I think the big thing is anonymity. We all feel like we're the only person on the road. Nobody can connect us personally with our behavior. And we do things when we feel anonymous that we wouldn't do in front of others. I think it's also the case that we're in a hurry when we're behind the wheel. And we get frustrated when we go too slow, somebody's holding us up. And anger is a normal response to being frustrated.
And anger isn't confined to one specific age group or gender out on the roads either.
Not at all. Younger people are angrier, and younger people are more likely to do dumb things when they're angry than older people. So a lot of these aggressive drivers are younger drivers.
Lieutenant McKay, what is it like out on the scene of a road rage crash? I mean, what's the demeanor of the road rager and what's the demeanor of the victim, and how is it different from a regular car accident?
Well, a regular car accident, you'd have 2 individuals out, most likely speaking to each other, trying to exchange information and care for each other. In a road rage incident, a lot of times we'll have a victim who's in the vehicle kind of lock themselves in the vehicle, and you'll have somebody else who's out of control, kind of angry and out of control. And when our officers get on scene, they're actually having to pull them away from the car and calm them down and separate the individuals. So there is a big difference between the two different accidents. So.
And can you tell as you roll up on an accident what kind of a situation you're coming up on?
A lot of times you can tell that it's going to be a situation where you have to diffuse it. Our officers are seeing it, and they see it in other aspects of their work, so they're ready to try to bring that down so that they can deal with the accident itself and the victim in that accident.
John, you represent the Utah Department of Transportation. Is there anything your organization can do to keep Utah residents, drivers, and roads safer?
For us, Kelly, it's about education, and we're out in the schools, trying to create great drivers from the start. We have parent nights. We met with 373 different groups this last year on trying to give students the educational tools that they need to become great drivers from the beginning, because we all need to choose different reactions. As Tim said, I mean, when you have younger kids that are out there driving, they don't have the experience here, and sometimes they can choose the wrong reaction. They can choose rage, but I think that can happen to all of us, and so we all need to choose a better reaction.
Well, John Gleason from UW, Tim Smith, psychologist from the University of Utah, and Lieutenant Mike McKay from the Utah Highway Patrol. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What would you do if an angry driver approached you at an intersection or in a parking lot? After the break, the self-defense techniques that could keep you safe. We'll be right back. As we've learned, road rage can seemingly come from out of nowhere, and you could suddenly find yourself in a dangerous situation.
And that's why Good Day Utah's Danny Ruberti wanted to find out how you can defend yourself even if you're attacked while sitting in your car. She met up with self-defense expert Nick LaKenney to learn ways that you can stay safe even if you're vulnerable.
I'm with Nick LaKenney at the Ultimate Combat Training Center. He's been a coach here for more than 10 years, and he specializes in defending himself. And so, Nick, what I want to start off talking about, if someone were ever in a road rage situation and they felt, physically threatened perhaps, what are some general tips that you have for someone in that situation?
Situational awareness is always going to be the first thing. If you're on the road and neither one of you gotten on your car, creating space between you and the other driver is going to be the best bet. Maybe you can switch lanes, somehow have another car in between you and that other driver. Always, for sure, call the police as soon as you can. Have them on speakerphone. Having some way to communicate with them while everything is going on would be the best bet.
All right, I'm going to have Nick step in the car to break down for you exactly what you need to do if you have to defend yourself if it does come down to that. So here's the scenario, Nick. The aggressor somehow pushes you off the side of the road. You come to a stop, they get out of their car, you stay in the car, but they somehow break through your window. What would you do in that situation?
Well, before they even have the chance to hopefully break the window, as soon as you're forced to pull over, I would unbuckle your seatbelt because you don't want to be trapped in that kind of a situation. And then there's a couple things. If they've broken the window and you see that they're about to, you need to cover your eyes, cover your vision, be able to protect your face. So when I do this block, I'm not just going to shield up. I'm going to completely cover my head. I'm grabbing onto my head and closing up as much space as possible so no glass is hopefully getting into my eyes. If they're still coming through, best bet, again, distance. I'm going to want to try to get out as much as possible, if I can. So if I can, I want to create space and start shooting myself out this direction.
Okay, so space is important in this situation.
Space is always going to be your friend when it comes to self-defense. If it's not possible for you to get out that way, and they're still here, your next bet is going to be your door.
Okay, so this can be used as a way to defend yourself, your door.
For sure, for sure. Best thing I would do is have 3 points of contact, so I have my foot wedged somewhere against the door so I can use my leg to push. I want to use my forearm to push, not just my hand. And then open the door, and I'm going to swing that thing open.
Wow.
Now they're hopefully on this side, and I can get out and get away. If not, and they're blocking the door, there's no way I can go, there's no way I can get out here. Whatever you have in your car is going to be good to use as a weapon.
Okay, so what can you use?
Right here we have a pen, so if they're reaching in, you can use the pen, click that thing open. We have some bug spray, you can spray their eyes. Again, the vision is so important, it's crucial. They can't attack you if they can't see. You can't defend yourself if you can't see. So eyes are going to be a really good bet to attack.
Thank you so much, Nick. And one of the big things that we talked about today, it was all about situational awareness, keeping yourself calm, but also protecting your eyes and your face. From the Ultimate Combat Training Center, I'm Danny Ruberti, Fox 13 News.
Stay with us as we share our final thoughts on what we all learned producing this special. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And as we wrap up, we've got Spencer Joseph, Nate Carlisle, Danny Ruberti, and Max Roth with us to give us their perspectives.
Thanks all for putting your reports together. What did you learn that you can share with everyone?
I would say the big thing that I learned is just that it's a personal responsibility for each of us to actually get behind the wheel and take that solemn responsibility and make sure that we don't commit acts of road rage. Nate?
There's probably some number of road rage episodes that aren't being reported and then aren't being prosecuted simply because the victim doesn't actually know if a crime has occurred. And for those cases that are sent to police or prosecutors, they're probably asking the same thing. There's no law on the books. How do we prosecute this?
So something that stuck with me is you can't control how others act or even your circumstances sometimes, but what you can control is how you react. And so I think it's really important, that's vital, to know what to do in these situations if it does come down to you having to defend yourself and maybe even protect the people that you love.
Good point.
You know, and really the most dangerous part of most of our days is going to be when we get behind the wheel of a car. And so we shouldn't use our emotions to make that even more dangerous.
Really good points. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for watching tonight. And remember, it's your choice when you get behind the wheel.
So make it the right one. Have a good night.